It's just the letter M, right?
Yeah. God damn, dude. Like, what is it with you and marking your shit in audition? Really?
Hey, at least I knew what it was. At least
Oh,
I got it right.
that's so awful. Once again, you have found a way into the fucking pre-roll.
God damn it! I thought I was doing good too. I was like, oh shit, I haven't said anything dumb, so I'm not gonna make the bumper. I guess it's time for me to say something dumb.
Ah, the dumb alarm went off, and I had to say something. Holy crap! All right, well, we are live. It's time to act somewhat intelligent, speak into the microphones, and stare into the camera longingly. Man, this is craziness. All right, let's just go ahead and get this thing started. Let me make sure my junk's gonna work here.
Hey, that's for private time.
Yeah, I totally missed my mark on that one.
Yeah, you did. I was like, oh, am I just saying it wrong in my head? Was there another measure or something? Oh, shit.
Well, there we go. That's why we do things live, people. Makes it far more entertaining for all of us.
Are we going to do a take two on that?
Yeah, we're gonna do a take two. For any of those that actually watch this, wow, man, this is gonna be a fun episode. We're neither one of us are in condition to be doing this tonight, so it's gonna be awesome. All right, here we go. Take two.
Nope, the garage.
Yeah, the garages.
Yeah.
Well, mine's usual.
Oh,
Whatever. All right. Take two. Hello and welcome to the Ritual Misery Podcast, episode beta 14 for Wednesday, the 3rd of December, 2014. This is the show where two lifelong friends talk about geek stuff and whatever else comes to mind. I'm Amos, and with me, as always, is my best friend Kent.
hey, what up, dude?
Man, it's been a horrendous week. I don't even want to say busy. It's been horrendous. Like craziness is going on here.
Yeah. It's been pretty busy around here with the holidays and everything else. Trying to maintain the normal routine and add all the holiday stuff on top of that. It's been wild here, too.
Yeah. And then the attempted visit from you to me over the holiday and the lackluster result thereof. Yeah. Wow.
Didn't happen, unfortunately.
No.
Thanks, dogs.
Don't get pets. That's the lesson.
Yeah.
Don't get pets. All right. So other than, I mean, how was your holiday? I know you invited some folks over from work and stuff like that. How'd that go?
It was a good time. Not the crowd that I was planning for or even hoping for. Ever since I've come in the military, I've always invited people to the house. Well, ever since I've had a house, anyway.
Right. Come on over the dorm.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always loved having a full house on Thanksgiving. That's one of the things I really like about the holiday, having a lot of people over. Outside of the work environment, everybody can just kind of, just hang out and not be all uptight and everything.
Right.
My mom was here. I talked about that a little bit last week.
Right.
She's actually still here, leaving tomorrow.
Ooh.
That was renewing a tradition. She used to come out every year for Thanksgiving, and we're restarting that. So that was nice. Only had one airman actually from work come to Thanksgiving dinner, but that was a lot of fun. He was the new airman. I don't even know if, no, I think he'd had like 1 day of work at that point.
Oh wow.
Brand new, just getting here, senior airman. So it was a nice opportunity to kind of get to know him. Real cool dude. I don't know how he is as a worker yet, but I think he's going to do good. He was a lot of fun. He's into board games and a lot of the geeky stuff that we like. So me, him, and the boys, and my girlfriend, we all had something in common there. So we played some games, talked a lot of nerdy stuff. So it was a good time.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, and we had a lot of good food.
Oh yeah, don't forget the food on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But that goes without saying. I mean, what's Thanksgiving without the feast?
Yeah.
Good.
I had a similar situation. My sister-in-law is in town, so she was here. Had one NCO bring his family, so him, his wife, and his two sons. Had one airman from the dorms come in. I didn't know if she was going to make it or not because she had been sick, so it was kind of a last minute deal for her to show up. But I'm glad she could make it. She seemed to enjoy herself. We all kind of had. I mean, it was nice to have a nice adult conversation with with we never talked about work. Not once did we mention work, and that's how I prefer. That's something I learned in Hawaii. I don't like to talk about work when I'm on lunch or anytime I visit anybody off duty. I don't want to talk about work at all. So
agreed.
That was nice.
I don't think work came up once during my dinner either. We talked a little bit about bases we'd been to in the past. I think that's as far as or as close as we went.
Yeah, that's probably about as how far it went with us too. So it was nice, got to learn a little bit about each of them. Enjoyed their company. Had a good time. I fried a small turkey and we roasted a large turkey. It was my first first fried turkey. So for me, I mean, my wife had never had it. My sister-in-law had never had it. I think it's safe to say that we'll be frying larger turkeys from now on, because that was absolutely delicious, and I didn't screw it up, even though I thought I was messing it up the entire time.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was pretty nice. Work's been very hectic. I just got off work about an hour ago. In fact, right before we recorded this podcast. And it's just been nuts, being pulled in every different direction, last minute stuff going on. Yeah, it's kind of it's that time of year that everybody's kind of relaxed, but then there's so much going on that you tend to get behind very quickly. And I've had no network connectivity on my desk for a couple of days now, so it's just I'm so far behind the curve, and I'm supposed to be taking leave this weekend to go to a soccer tournament, the last soccer tournament of the year. And it's just been crazy, absolutely crazy. And if you can hear in my voice, I'm coming down again with something. I did finally go into the pain management for my back. I got a shot yesterday. That was hell. I don't remember about half an hour of the day. I don't know what they gave me. They stuck me in the arm. I laid down on the table. They stuck me in the arm, and I woke up walking across the grass into the house with my wife's guidance. So I lay down for a couple-hour nap. Woke up. My back was hurting for the last day and a half. It's been killing me. It didn't get rid of the leg pain that I was suffering from, and sometime around dinner time tonight, I realized my back wasn't hurting and my leg wasn't hurting. So all of a sudden I feel better. We'll see how it goes. It's the first of 3 shots. The next time I will not be returning to work afterwards. I will be laying in bed until sometime the next day. And that was an experience. But other than that, I mean, it's been pretty kosher here. Very cold and very warm. It's kind of crazy. It's probably why my voice is all jacked up. There was we had a high of 78 one day. That night, the low was 22.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's kind of a swing. And then the following day's high was only 30, I think it was. And then today got up into the 50s. So the weather's just been all over the place here in central crap Texas. And so yeah, it's pretty crazy. It is what it is. That's it. I did watch a little bit more Black Mirror. I watched another episode, which apparently you did not get to, but it is now on Netflix, so hopefully you'll have the chance to sit down and scope that out.
It is my intention within the next week. I will watch Black Mirror.
And this week is different than any others just because of Netflix, huh?
Well, Netflix, and I'm gonna have a little more free time in the next week.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. If I don't watch it this time, it's gonna truly be my fault. I'll take.
There are no excuses this time, huh?
I'll be fresh out.
Right. I'm pretty excited. Something else about Netflix. They announced that the show House of Cards. Man, I almost forgot the name of the show completely. House of Cards Season 3 will be released on February 22nd. Super looking forward to that. That is an amazing show. I love that show. All the actors and actresses in it are amazing. It's great. If you haven't watched that, if you're into political intrigue and you haven't watched that, you are missing life. Like there's something definitely missing from your life.
Yeah, I have so little time lately for TV shows. I'm way behind on the shows that I'm already invested in. A lot of
Yep.
shows I'm a full season behind on a couple of shows. So yeah, House of Cards is on my list, but it's probably like number 20 or something like that. It's way down there.
Unless you've got something truly amazing lined up, you've got to bump that up because that show is absolutely fascinating, and it's only 10 episodes a season, so it's not even like it's too much of a time sink.
Speaking of being excited about Netflix announcements,
Yeah.
on the 6th, I believe, which is this weekend, Sharknado 2 is going to be on Netflix.
Oh lordy.
Lucas, my oldest son, and I, we watched Sharknado when it first came out. Oh my God, what a film that is! He and I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
I I can honestly say that is one of the movies that's on my my no-go list because of all the hype about it. So I haven't watched it. I intend specifically not to watch it, and Sharknado 2 will accompany that right on in there.
Oh no.
I will say there's a movie that came off of my list recently. That is Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
It has recently with Dumb and Dumber 2 coming out. I've taken Dumb and Dumber off my do not watch list, and I will be watching that with the kids. Apparently, they've seen part of it and they thought it was hilarious. And if nothing else, I'll watch it just to see them, laugh about the stupid stuff. So yeah, I've taken that off the list. We're gonna watch that here pretty soon.
Cool. Yeah, that's a classic funny movie. If you're in the right mood for the stupid humor, it's a good one.
So speaking of movies, oh my God, the Star Wars trailer.
Yeah, Saturday was a good day.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so I get up Saturday morning. First thing I do is I sat in front of the computer with the boys and the girlfriend and went to iTunes trailers.
Yep.
And I watched 1 minute and 1 minute and 23 seconds or something like that. 1 minute and 22 seconds. Yeah, 1 minute and 28 seconds. So a minute and a half. Watched a minute and a half trailer.
Seconds. Come on, man.
I watched it about 20 times, I think.
Yeah.
In that single sitting. And I've watched it probably 30 or 40 times since. Oh my God. Not that it's like the greatest piece of, minute and a half thing ever, but it's fucking Star Wars, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's brand new Star Wars.
I think Brian Brushwood said it perfectly when he said his wife had tweeted something along the lines of, "I don't know what I'm going to get my husband for Christmas now that Disney gave him his childhood back." Because that's exactly what happened. I watched it. No one knew what it was. I cut in. They were watching a TV show on the Apple TV, and I walked in the room and hit AirPlay, and boop, took over the TV. Didn't care. I was like, you know what? Once in a while, the man of the house trumps everything. And this was my 88 seconds of screw off. I'm watching my stuff. And half the people in the room were enthralled, just as enthralled as I was. The other half were just ticked off because I interrupted their show. So I had to restart like 4 times because they kept talking through it. Oh my gosh, that was awful. So yeah, finally watched the whole thing. Watched all the way through. I watched it probably 5 times in a row just to make sure I caught everything that I possibly could. Super psyched, man. Super psyched. From just everything about it. I mean, maybe it's just the fanboyism in me, but the spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, because then you're an idiot because it's out there. The soccer ball droid, the new R2 unit, R2 ball or R2
Soccer D2.
Yeah, Soccer D2. There you go. That's awesome. That thing, I was excited about that. It seemed kidsy. It almost seemed like the Jar Jar of the new episodes, which I'm fine with because he doesn't talk. The Millennium Falcon flying through the screen, with the TIE fighters and the lightsaber at the end, and oh man, just everything. Just the stormtrooper popping up, and you don't know if it's an actual stormtrooper or just someone who's wearing a stormtrooper uniform. The new stormtrooper helmets that are different; they're slightly skewed. the voiceover, the fitting in with the title. Oh man, just everything, just super psyched.
Yeah, yeah. I cannot wait. Yeah, a lot of people were having an issue. Well, for a couple different reasons, but people were having issues with the stormtrooper that popped up at the beginning. I'm not going to address the racist comments because that's just racist, and we're not going there. But the fact that it wasn't a Jango Fett clone, that's the one that I care about. And that when I first saw that, I was like, okay, all right, this is just a guy that's in disguise because he's not a Jango Fett clone. Right. But on probably my 25th viewing or something like that, I noticed something. The clip where you see the stormtroopers in the ship, like in the drop ship or whatever.
Right.
If you notice, the stormtroopers are all different heights.
Right.
So either it's a whole bunch of people in disguise, or they're not clones anymore.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was actually mentioned too. I didn't notice that until I saw the Cord Killer spoiling time on it, which is I didn't even, like I said, I didn't notice it, but once they mentioned it, like I flashed back in my mind to that clip, and I was like, that's true, and there's a couple different possibilities for that out there. I'm excited about all of them. Any of the directions that they could go with that, I'm down with.
Yeah. A lot of people had an issue with the lightsaber. When I saw it, I thought it was badass.
Oh my gosh!
After I read, negative comments or whatever, I was like, well, okay, maybe it was shitty. Let me look at it again. No, fuck you. It was still badass.
The argument that I've heard the most that made the most sense. They said it was jagged. If you watch the video in high def, you can see that the beam of lights, the beams of light that come out of it, are not they're not simple bars. They're actually, it looks like
like it's a flame or something.
Yeah, almost like a flame or a fluorescent light where the parts are going bad and it's just kind of flickering. It's got that fluid motion to it. And one of the things they said was that seems to indicate, according to Star Wars lore, that would indicate that it was a homemade.
Like an amateur made.
Yeah, and who else made their own lightsaber?
Every Jedi.
Right, but who made it with minimal parts and minimal understanding of what was going on?
Oh, we're probably talking about Luke Skywalker.
We are talking about Luke Skywalker. So one of the thought processes was that particular Jedi is kind of an anti-hero, the opposite of Luke Skywalker from the first movies. And the Force Awakening would be the dark side because, as you recall, at the end of Episode 6, both the Sith and the Apprentice were killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, it said that there's always a Sith and there's always an Apprentice. Well, what happens to the dark side? It didn't just go away.
Right.
It has to have a balance there. So there's a lot of stuff that could be going on.
Yeah, and that's something I had thought about too, because the prophecy of the chosen one or whatever was supposed to be he brings balance to the Force. Well, if there's a light and a dark and there's supposed to be balance, if you destroy all the dark side, then there's no balance there.
Right.
So yeah, the good side wins, but now where's the balance? So I don't know. That's something the geek in me has pondered many times over.
Yeah. But you know what? Bottom line is, man, super psyched. Holy cow! I'm excited about it.
Can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. I think I peed a little when the Millennium Falcon appeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, I had chill going up my spine, and then the very last shot when it's the Millennium Falcon flying into the swarm of TIE fighters,
right?
And then it fades to the Star Wars logo and the fanfare is going. Yeah, it just chills all the way up and down my spine. Every time I watch it, it still happens. It's amazing. Yep. I was an 8-year-old again. I cannot wait to see this movie.
So have you seen the parodies? Have you seen the parodies?
I've seen
my two favorite ones were the Lego one because just expertly done. It was just amazingly done.
amazing, and it came out less than 24 hours after the
Yeah,
official
it was
thing
like
came out.
immediately after, like wow. And then the other one that I thought was just awesome, which came out almost as quickly, was the George Lucas Special Edition one
Yes, that was fantastic.
with oh my gosh, just so many additional, like all these added graphics, and everything was just blown out of proportion. And the lightsaber, he turns it or he clicks it on or whatever, force wheels it on, and the main blade comes out. The two alternate blades come out, and then like 15 other blades come out. It looks like a Swiss Army lightsaber. The Millennium Falcon doesn't go flying through like a three TIE fighters. It goes flying through, I don't know, like 50. Like
Yeah,
it was completely blown out of proportion. It was great. I loved
it
it.
was awesome. Yeah, and
Um,
did you see the J.J. Abrams lens flare edition?
no, I hadn't seen
Oh,
that one. Okay, I'll have to look that one up later.
it was fantastic. Because I don't know if you noticed in the official trailer there is a lens flare.
Oh
So at
yeah,
the beginning of the Millennium Falcon thing, there's a lens flare. It's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
yeah, J.J. Abrams did make this. But this, the lens flare edition is amazing. I
yeah,
just watch it. It's great.
yeah. I still haven't seen Transformers 4, so um, you know, I haven't had a recent dose of J.J. Abrams. Um,
Did J.J. Abrams have something to do with Transformers 4?
I thought he did, didn't he?
I don't know. Not to my knowledge.
No, I could be completely wrong. That might be why I didn't watch it. I don't know. Marky Mark is like the overblown, like he's a satire of himself in it.
Yes, that's true.
Like he's almost making fun of himself in the movie. It's kind of crazy. Speaking of movies that are going to be coming out soon, or maybe even already out, I'm not even sure. I'm so far behind on this stuff. Jurassic World. Man, I
Oh
gotta tell
yeah.
you, I saw the trailer for that, and I was really excited about it. Um, Me and my sister-in-law were sitting in the living room. We were watching it, and my sister-in-law, she's one of those people that as she watches something, she asks you questions, and she's asking you questions. That's her way of sharing, of talking about the show. She's not really asking the question. She's kind of talking her way through it in the form of a question. It's kind of weird, but it's one of her little quirks. So we're watching it, and she's kind of commenting on this and that. I'm making a comment on this and that. And then at the very end of it, she sums it up for me. So the dinosaur broke out again, like they didn't learn the first time, and suddenly I didn't want to watch it anymore. I suddenly had no desire to watch that movie. Like I've already seen this a couple times. That one comment just killed all desire for me to see the
Yeah,
show.
I don't know. I'm still looking forward to it. It's coming out next year, like spring next year, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, I don't know, man.
It's not Star Wars, but it's definitely on my list of must see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the rest of the trailers are and what some of the initial reviews are. I don't know, that comment. I was like, the entire time I watched the movie, I'm thinking, didn't they learn? Why are they so stupid as to do this again? These idiots. So, well, man, you got what else? What else you got to talk about today?
Well, my geeky thing of the week.
Uh-oh.
I actually have one, and I'm not using the Star Wars trailer. So other than the Star Wars trailer, geeky thing of the week is this was the week for board games. I mentioned it a little bit ago about Thanksgiving playing board games, and that's kind of where it started. Lasted all the way through the weekend. Been playing board games all week, like pretty much all week. I even played a game tonight. Probably the least geeky board game I played was tonight. I played Sorry with the boys and with my mom. Classic board game. Yeah, it all started on Thanksgiving, like I said, with Munchkin. Have you ever played Munchkin?
Of course.
Yeah.
I brought Munchkin to your house the first time I came to visit.
And we didn't play though.
We did not. We were too busy getting drunk.
Yeah. We were playing the zombie edition, which I mean,
Nice.
any Munchkin game it's basically the same game. Any version is just as fun as the others. So we just happened to have the zombie version out. We were playing that, so that was a good time. What else did we play that night? Have you ever heard of Dice Capades? It's an interesting
I think
game.
so. I've never played it, but I believe I've heard it or seen of it.
It's pretty
Heard of it
cool.
or seen it.
Yeah, one of those. It's a pretty cool game. There's a lot of variety in it. There's depending on where you are on the board that's what decides what card pile you draw from.
Okay.
Some of them are trivia. Some of them are tasks like stacking the dice, or sometimes it might even be doing push-ups or something like that. It's all sorts of different things. There's like a Pictionary style thing. There's like a charade style thing. There's all these different things. So it changes up constantly, so you don't get bored. But the gimmick of the game, or like the different thing about the game, is that it's all about dice, and there's hundreds of dice included with the game. So you've got your standard, just regular, six-sided dice that you would find in any game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You've got all the dice that we're familiar with as gamers. You got your 20-sided dice. You got there wasn't a four-sided dice.
Your D4, your D6, your D8, your D10, your D useless, and your D20.
D useless. Yeah, I don't think there was a D4. That was the only thing that was really missing. But there was interesting dice that you don't see anywhere else. Like there was a die that was transparent, and on the inside was another die. So there's things that you had to do where you roll and you take the outside number divided by the inside number. Just different things. That was kind of a neat die. And then there's these miniature dice that I think there's 100 of them included in the game, and they're tiny. The entire set of dice can fit in the palm of your hand.
Nice.
It's a nightmare if you drop them. But anyway, not to go too overboard on that game, but look it up. Dice Capades is pretty fun. It's real low key, not really geeky, but it's a fun family game. Let's see, what else did I play? Bought a new game called Boss Monster. I actually put a link on our Reddit. I put a link up there to it. It's to their Kickstarter page. The game was made by a couple of brothers that had a really good idea for a game, but they didn't have any money to fund it. So they made a quick Kickstarter, and they got way more money than what they were even hoping to get. So they're coming out with expansion packs and sequels and electronic version. So it's probably going to be on iTunes or the App Store soon, and all the other Google Play and everything else.
Nice.
Anyway, it's really fun. The idea of it is you take our old favorite 8-bit games, like from Nintendo, your standard like side-scrolling dungeon, adventure kind of games,
right?
And translate that into a card game. But the twist is you are the boss. You're like the level boss, and the goal is to make the dungeon impassable for the heroes or the adventurers. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really inexpensive game. It's an easy one to pick up. It's real quick to learn. It's a lot of fun. We played that a bunch of times. Lots of fun. And then the other game that I played, which is super geeky, it's probably the geekiest one, is Firefly, the board game. If you haven't played that, you need to play. Well, you need to find the right group of people. And
yeah, that is one that I have yet to play.
It's a lot of fun. It's one of those super geek board games where you're gonna spend a few hours just trying to figure out how to play it, and then you're gonna spend another few hours screwing up trying to play it with somebody, and then you figure out all the that's how that works. Okay, so then you're tired of it at that point, so a couple weeks later you go back to it and play it again, and then you actually play it, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice. Or you jump in with a group of players that already knows how to play it, that can explain it a little bit, and
there you go.
Cut that learning curve into a third.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we should do the next time we get together. If I go there, it's my turn, so when I go there, I can bring the game, and then me and Stephanie can show you how to play it. It's a blast. It's so much fun.
Very
But it's
cool.
one of those, and it's scenario based. So some games can be like an hour. Some games can be like 3 or 4 hours. And also that depends on how many players you have.
Yeah, and how you play it and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you like the show Firefly, this is your chance to be a Firefly captain. It's awesome. Everything
Nice.
from the show is in it. It's amazing.
Very cool.
So
My geeky thing of the week would be installing Yosemite on my Mac Pro, a grand total of 3 times.
oh my.
Three fresh installs. The first one was interrupted because I forgot to plug my MacBook Pro in.
Oh jeez.
So I didn't finish installing, so I had to restart the installation. Second time I installed it, I created my second profile, the one that I use for all of my Ritual Misery stuff. That has all the auto logins, things like that, so I can keep my personal account a little separate. And when you install or when you add a user in OS 10, and you make them an admin on the machine, you then have to restart the computer for the admin rights to take hold. I didn't really realize that, and I didn't read that, and it didn't comprehend, and I didn't do it. So then I go into the Ritual Misery profile, and I'm sitting there goofing around, adding this, installing this, getting this ready, doing this, doing that, and suddenly it didn't want to write to the disk anymore. It's like, nope, can't save this file, I can't surf the web, I can't do anything. I'm a lame duck, completely dead. So I thought maybe I'd jack something up in my installation procedures, whatever else. So I go ahead and do another fresh install, and that's when I realized that's what was going on. And I figured at some point it probably ran out of permission or did something crazy. I don't know. But this time it's working just fine. I got everything installed, and it's actually working out pretty good. So that was my geeky thing of the week. I've got a Yosemite install disk right here. It's not exactly it's not difficult, but it takes some steps to get done. And my Windows install disk is still not operational because I need to redo that one again. It's actually not an install disk; it's a run disk. I'm actually going to run Windows off of this. But I need to reattempt that. During the installation, it changes the USB driver to where it kills the USB while it's booting up. Well, if you're booting from USB, you can't kill the USB driver.
Right, that's what I was just thinking. Oh my.
It's a glitch that's gotten me 2 different ways, and I think I'm going to have to do it with Windows 8.1. I didn't want to go to Windows. I didn't want to stay on Windows 7, and apparently I'm not going to be able to get it done with Windows 7 unless I really get some troubleshooting going. And I don't even have time enough to edit last week's podcast, so I don't know how I'm going to troubleshoot damn Windows install. So probably just going to go to Windows 8.1 and try that and see if that works. And if not, then it's Tango Uniform, and I'll go with something else. So,
yeah.
Now we do have some news about the podcast itself, though. Last week we mentioned about the Amazon banner on our Ritual Misery podcast.blogspot.com site. That initial request was rejected because we were advertising on the site about getting paid for the advertisement on the site. Which is completely retarded, but that's Amazon's policy. I redid it, and I just got the acceptance email not too long ago. We are officially Amazon affiliates.
Okay, excellent.
So, full-fledged, we can actually start gaining some money. I did also find out that you have to click on that. When you click on it, it's only good for 24 hours. So, you click it, anything that you put in your shopping cart for the next 24 hours, and that you purchase within the next 90 days, counts for us. If you wait more than 24 hours, you need to click the banner again. And anything that you put in your shopping cart during that 24 hours, if you wait more than 90 days to purchase it, you have to re-click the banner. So that's how that works. It's kind of a complicated thing, but if our listeners and watchers want to help us out and get this show really on the road, just go to our website, click the banner, buy whatever you want on Amazon, and they'll kick a little bit back towards us. So
cool. Now, I surf Amazon quite a bit on my Amazon app on iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to go through the app and activate the affiliate program that way.
There is not that I know of at this time, not unless we develop an app of our own. Although if you go on, you might be able to. Well, I'll have to figure that out. I'll play with that and figure that one out. That would be nice, but I don't think there is at this time.
Yeah, so I'll just go through the Safari browser on my phone, and that should work.
Exactly. Well, if you do that and you click on the banner, it might open up the app and go there. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll play with it. I'll see what happens.
Again, just click the banner, then add all the stuff to your all the stuff to your shopping cart, and then just buy it within 90 days. So
easy enough.
Yep. We get a little kickback from that, and that'll help fund the show and get us a fully fledged website, and we can expand from there. Start working on other podcasts and justify to our significant others why we're doing this. So,
right.
Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about this week, man?
Oh man, no, not really. I think I covered the topics that were burning in my brain.
Yeah, I'm about the same way. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of time to prep for this week. There's a lot of big news that happened. Sony got hacked. Sony Pictures got hacked. That is like really bad.
By North Korea, it sounds like.
That is a possibility. They finally got email back Monday, I believe. They got hacked and jacked pretty good. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, shoot on over there. There's pretty good comprehensive coverage on it on DTNS. The Daily Tech News Show with Tom Merritt, that is. There's a lot of other cool stuff happened this week. Unfortunately, this is just one of those Wednesdays we did not have time to do a lot of research and get some stuff down. So either way, we do appreciate you guys watching.
The one thing that I want to add, we're talking about geeky news or whatever, the big thing that sticks out to me this week is the Mars announcements from NASA. I didn't do a whole lot of research on it, but I've got like a kind of bulleted, I guess, understanding of what's going on. Way back in the 60s, when President Kennedy gave the challenge to NASA to put us on the moon before the end of the decade, the same sort of thing just happened. Obama issued the challenge to have people on Mars within the next 30 years. And that's, yeah, okay, it's not the end of the decade, but Mars is a significantly more challenging destination than the moon. So this is kind of exciting to me that in our lifetimes we'll probably have people on the moon. I'm sorry, on Mars.
It's like a 7-year trip to get to Mars, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not that far. It's yeah, my brain's fried right now. Like I said, I didn't prepare for this, but
I believe it's a large time investment just to get there. And I'm not talking about a couple months or whatever else. I think it's actually like with. Oh man, I wish I could remember. Anyway, yeah,
let's table this one for next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll discover. We'll talk through that a little bit more next week. I didn't know anything about that. That completely passed through my radar. So
yeah, I think it was yesterday when the announcements came out.
See, and I'm a couple days behind on my news. Not having network connectivity at work kind of kills my news. So okay, very cool. Is there anything else that you want to plug?
Just the same as always. I'm a beer guy. Ratebeer.com is where you can find my exploits. Just search username Del Noche, and you can see what I've been drinking and what I think about those drinks. All
right. And I'm Amos. You can find me on Ethan Kane on Twitter. You can find Kent at RM_Del Noche. That's DELNOCHE. We do have a subreddit, ritualmisery.reddit.com. You can throw ideas in there, things that you want to hear about, things you want to talk about. You can email us, ritualmiserypodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on our home on the web at ritualmiserypodcast.blogspot.com. While you're there, you can help fund our show, as we talked about earlier. Just click the Amazon banner. Every time you want to order something from Amazon, just click on our banner and help pump a little bit of cash flow our way. Pretty soon, of course, we've been promising this forever, but we are going to get our patreon.com/Ritual Misery site up. So, if you don't want to buy stuff from Amazon, but you would rather just throw a small amount our way, become our boss, per se, and pump a little cash that way. We can do it there. You can call and leave us a voicemail at 567-69TRMPC. That comes out to 567-698-7672. Our music that I'm getting ready to start right now, because I actually kind of remembered it today, comes courtesy of Kevin MacLeod. We appreciate you listening and or watching. For Kent, for me, and for you, this has been your Ritual Misery Podcast.
See ya.
And just like that, we almost timed it right. I need to start that when I do the voicemail one instead.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
I like Brian Brushwood's outro. He says, "Die in a fire."
Yeah. Oh, man. Die in a fire, beautiful people.
Yep.
All right. We're going to go ahead and cut the live broadcast. For those of you watching, we appreciate it. And it's going to be an early night for us tonight. So, good night. We love you.
All right. See ya.